as long as I can remember, I've always had an eye for detail. One of my fondest memories of my late father, and there are many, including doing newspaper crossword puzzles together, is an observation he made one night as I perfectly laid his bed sheets. He said I was meticulous. Now, of course, being a clueless preteen, I had to look up the word because let's face it, apart from books, I get most of my vocabulary from my dad. And so this became my official badge of honor, and I might have gone overboard with it. Do you ever hear those people who say, "Oh, I'm just a perfectionist, that's all"? Well, I was one of those people. But as I grew older, I began to see the effects of taking it too far. Now, don't get me wrong, being able to focus on details and striving for excellence in itself isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's very necessary for the world we live in. I mean, could you imagine if a builder didn't pay attention to his work or a surgeon to hers? Some things give little or no room for error, and setting extremely high performance standards sounds like a good idea. That is, until it's not. And the thing about perfectionism is that it's not limited to just creatives or professionals. It could be in relation to an 8 to 4 job, the human body, or the perfect alignment of the 30 eggs in a crate. Who determined the standard of the perfect body? Because I'd like to have a quick chat with them. So I was reading about the Impressionist artist Claude Monet the other day. Don't ask me why, reading is my leisure activity of choice, okay? And on some of the struggles with perfectionism. So much so that for every one stunning painting we get to see, he destroyed several, and I could relate. I mean, how many times have I discarded an idea just because, and then you find out sometime later that somebody else seems to have done it, because ideas don't wait for us, I guess. The problem, however, with perfectionism is that it's not rooted in reality. It's not humanly possible to be perfect at every single task, even the ones we are great at, because it's not about setting high standards, it's about setting unrealistic standards. It can be extremely paralyzing, and I experienced that even with this channel, because I had a certain vision for it, and even though I knew that I didn't have every single sophisticated gadgets that I need or that I would like, I was still hard on myself and even wanted to quit before I started. It's pretty ironic that I experienced that same feeling even while crafting this video, because I had this idea in my head. So let me know how I did. Striving to better, oft we mar what's well. It seems like the more we look, the less we see. And how exhausting is that? The obsession with constantly scrutinizing every last detail can quickly become a poison. I mean, what's the point of wanting something done so perfectly that we end up not doing it at all? And even worse, we beat ourselves down mentally so much that we end up feeling less worthy. Perfectionism for me has always low-key been a form of distraction and procrastination. For you, it could manifest as anxiety or low self-esteem or even burnout, which are also topics that I am interested in. Now, I don't believe in slacking. I 100% believe in hard work and shooting for the stars. So this isn't an excuse to do sloppy work. So the sweet spot I've found is disengaging, not connecting my self-worth to my work or my projects. And knowing that it's okay to not have everything figured out, and even, dare I say it, making mistakes. Life isn't always black or white, and so what will matter is how I react in those moments. How do we react with failed attempts in our relationship with ourselves? Do you then feel shame for who you are? Because that's not the point. The point is to strive to do our possible best, but also realizing when to just stop. Stop obsessing. And I'm still trying to find that balance and remind myself that it's deep, but it's also not that deep. I make peace with the fact that, things won't always be perfect, but I believe that I can make the best of what I have now, which I believe is what I need. Because at the end of the day, what does perfection even mean?